Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Food with Trudy. I'm your host Trudy, and what a week. Where do we even start? Ten Hag has been sacked. Unfortunately, the Ten Hag outers are not here today to join us for this recording. They're probably out partying somewhere. We'll hear back from them later on, possibly next week. But Ten Hag has been sacked. Manchester United is in the hunt for a new manager. Ruud van Nistelrooy is the temporary interim manager in the meantime. We have the Ballon d'Or winner. Congratulations, Rodri. As you can see, I'm wearing my Real Madrid jersey, and I'm joining the Real Madrid team in pettiness and hating on the fact that no Real Madrid player did not win. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the big games this weekend: Arsenal versus Newcastle, and Chelsea versus Manchester United. Will we benefit from a new manager bounce, even though he's an interim manager? We'll see how it goes. All that in this episode, because what a week we've had so far. Let's briefly talk about Ten Hag being sacked. Dosa, what are your thoughts?
I think it's about time. It's sad that they couldn't wait a couple more weeks so we could have some of that Ten Hag redemption against us. But I guess we just have to destroy Ruud van Nistelrooy's managerial career instead. But yeah, so I think it just continues to buttress the point that United are not a seriously run club. I guess, you don't give your manager a new contract and then fire them 155 days after he signs it, after he spent 200 million. It's just insane. There's no other way to word it. He spent the most amount of money since he joined, apart from Chelsea. But then we don't count Chelsea because that's a different thing entirely.
War. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I can see why United fans are happy, but what comes next is really how you know what's about to happen. I think they're actually quite exciting managers on the market if you're interested. But I feel like you will also go for a boring choice, and that might just cause more problems.
Southgate? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Go on,
Jeez. William, Skip, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so my opinion will be this. My opinion will be more rounded after I see who they replace him with, if that makes sense. Because I'm looking at Ten Hag and I'm like, okay, I get why they kept him, why they didn't sack him at the summer. They came in and they wanted to just see if with with the right people at the back office, if they can make it work. Because sacking him and paying him 70 million, they don't want to do that. Because now they're firing Ferguson and firing some assistants in order to reduce costs. So they don't want to do that. They tried it didn't work. Nobody can blame them. Now I can only make a decision okay, let's say now they go and hire someone like Southgate now. Then you're going to look at them and be like, okay, you even bought yourself more time, but the manager you hired is still not a good choice. But if we go get someone like Amorim, I'll be like, okay, that's good. At least you went and you got a good manager. So that's what I'm saying. But Ten Hag, you can't argue against them firing him. You cannot argue if you look at body of work. You cannot argue that why did they fire him? So yeah. So I guess I'm sure him too can't defend himself. So yeah, and I'm sure he's just going to take the paycheck.
Wait, but if they didn't rule the offside on Garnacho, though, come on now,
But yeah,
we know the offside last season.
It's not the West Ham game that got him fired. It's not the West Ham game that got him fired. It's the whole 3 years. That's what got him fired. It's not the West Ham game. If United won that West Ham game, if United have won that West Ham game, they can they won't sack him, but that is just keeping him in the job for 1 extra week. Do you get it? So yeah.
You can't have that. That doesn't make any sense. So if he has won, they would then have kept him on for another week so that if he wins, they then keep him on for another week. Given that it's United and he's not going to win all his games, so might as well just fire him, which I guess they did. So yeah, I don't really see you planning. I think United are still in trouble, but let the good times roll.
I'll say for the record, and I think I shared this with you guys in the chats, that a lot of us who know this club, who have been watching this club for a long time, noticed that United is in serious trouble. Like serious trouble. I noticed this when Leicester beat us, was it 3-1? On a random FA Cup game where he and Cho dealt with Maguire. I've forgotten who was our manager then. I was like, that was the day I knew, we are in serious trouble. I understand why they gave him a third season. I was in support of that. I think that if you take into account everything that happened in his first 2 seasons, he deserved a third season. I'm gonna stand by that. If you take into account everything that happened, first season 3rd place trophy, second season historic injuries, disasters, worst finish ever, still ended up with a trophy. Let's see what you're gonna do in your 3rd season with your players. It's fair to be like, all right, let's see. But that being said, it is unacceptable where we are right now. He deserves to be fired.
Actually, I think what you're mixing up is the fact that like there's a difference between on the seeing someone's point of view and agreeing with it. Like you can understand United point of view of like keeping him, not sacking him, because I'm sure they looked into the market for the manager and they spoke to like 2-3, but those 2-3s it didn't work out. You can understand
we don't want to
why they kept him, like and able to buy themselves more time. You can understand it, but you can't be like, oh, I agree with it. Agreeing with it means that he has done a decent job to keep his job. Like he hasn't done enough to keep his job at the summer. He hasn't. Let's get that right. But you just when you're sacking
all things considered,
was all things considered.
All things considered, his historic amount of injuries, bro. On the second season, no, everybody has injuries. Not everybody has a historic amount. There's a difference, bro. Everybody has injuries. Not everybody has historic amount of injuries where you bring your defender out from your youth academy and he still gets injured. Nobody has that.
Okay, so
that's not normal.
Wait.
That's not normal. Come on.
So the injuries are not the problem. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, Arsenal Liverpool, right? Arsenal bring on a DM in right back, a right back in CB, end the game with their first choice CB injured. So we bring on a defender that we actively do not want to play, that gave away a penalty last week into it, and then we bring on as a recently turned 18-year-old DM to play left back against Mohamed Salah. Yet, at no point did Liverpool look like they were going to do anything in that game.
But that's now you're adding in eye test and everything. At the end of the day, with all those injuries, you didn't do what you would have done to Liverpool if you were healthy, and that's facts.
I agree.
Exactly, that's my argument here.
You're not listening.
That's my argument.
There's a slight difference. We couldn't really attack them or keep possession as much, but all the fundamentals of what makes an Arsenal team currently remained. Yet, at no point in 2 seasons and 8 games has Ten Hag implemented anything that resembles an attempt of a style. Not even the style of play itself, like an attempt at a style of play.
Relax.
No, but it's true.
I feel like that's a very, very, very broad statement.
Except that it's true.
You know that we're 4th in creations this season, in chance created this season.
Yeah, playing.
Exactly.
Playing who?
What do you mean playing who? What do you mean playing who? What do you mean playing who?
But it matters.
What fucking chance creations this season?
It's the same way people say, where's Arsenal right to go?
I'll get it for you. Keep talking.
I'm pretty sure when you check it, Park the Bus Arsenal are probably 5th or 3rd. Because I'm pretty sure it's
8th. You're 8th.
8th.
It's Man City's Tottenham, Bournemouth, Man U.
Okay. So
Fulham, Liverpool, Chelsea.
We're 8th after playing Tottenham, City, Liverpool, Aston Villa. Four of our games have been with 10 men. One has injuries all over the game. So at some point, you know that even with everything balanced, Arsenal will still end up on the other side of the table. But with your number four of chances created, you're not still going to do anything because chance created just means that you had a chance to take a shot. Your goal difference over 2.5 seasons basically is 11.
Yeah, we're not scoring. We're not scoring. And this thing you keep bringing up adding the season where we had a historic amount of injuries with defenders. It's very misleading.
But your defenders are not the ones scoring the goals, Tom.
No, you said goal difference now because we're conceding. Goal
But
difference is
you're
goals
not-
scored
you're not-
versus goal conceded, right?
You're
We're
not
conceding a
scoring-
lot. Yes,
you're not
last
scoring
season.
enough either.
We're not scoring enough either. That's the fact. I'm not defending that. We're not our strikers, but you keep adding this stat of goal difference, which includes having no defenders last season. You're taking things out of context. It doesn't make any sense.
The defenders that you guys have played, are they worse than the 11th place team in the end of the last 2 seasons?
What do you mean?
Like the team that finished 11th down, do they have better defenders than defenders that you have?
Currently or last season?
Any of the seasons?
Because we basically didn't have any defenders last season.
No,
it was Casemiro and somebody else in right back, like
the
left
defenders
back.
the defenders that you played as defenders,
If
are
I
they
can
worse
interrupt
players?
Is it chances created or big chances created? There's two different.
Most
Those
chances
are two-
created.
Eh?
Most chances created.
What's the
This
definition of most chances? Like let's look at it, because if you look at it, big chances created is actually chances you should be scoring. When it comes to regular chances, you can take that, you can have that chances 10 times and you won't score any of them.
I mean,
Big chances is basically.
I mean, you guys weren't this detailed when you were criticizing this bro for shots considered. Whether you didn't care whether the shots considered, you didn't care whether the shots were coming from the midfield or anywhere, anything. When we were getting 30 shots considered, we were like, you weren't this critical of it.
That's
What?
not true,
No.
because if you go back to those episodes, I said it's the XG. You consistently lost every game by XG. So
Not every game,
that
relax.
is not but it's true. Like you've lost more than 3 goals at least 10 times since this guy joined, right? So he has a style of play that encourages people to want to kill you. This year, fine, he bought more players and they are fit and they are reducing the amount of goals that you concede, right? Yet there is still no discernible attempt at, okay, this is what we're trying to do every game. Because I watch a game against Liverpool, I watch a game against Tottenham, I'm like, this team doesn't know what they're doing for the most part. So firing Ten Hag makes sense. Give him the
I'm
new
not arguing
contract. Give him that new contract. I don't understand it because he still had 2 years.
No,
Before
I think
the new contract.
I think he had 1 year. I think, don't quote me on this. I think he had 1 year. That was his last year because they gave him 3 initially. So coming into the season was his last year. So I think, like William said, this is my just speculation. When they interviewed other managers and other managers said no, he was not like, all right, I have the negotiation advantage. You're stuck with me. Extend my contracts.
In reality,
So I think that's what happened.
in reality, they're not. I don't believe that United went to find a new manager and guys told them no. That's not even possible. Like sure, the situation on ground might not be sweet, but like it's still United. You're going to get paid well, right? You can't really fail down from there. So you just go and do a good job for yourself and leave. So I don't believe that. So either they were penny pinching again by not wanting to pay well, or they actually just decided, we'll just keep things the same, won't really talk. Because anybody can write an article saying that United are talking to a manager. That doesn't take anything, right? So in reality, Ineos, all good job. Just get us one more swag by manager for another 3 years, and let's roll with this again.
Because you guys know.
Let's keep it real. Everything, like when he was coming in with a nice CV, with a nice background, so the question is, what happened? Like, I still don't understand it.
You're asking the right questions, my
Big
brother.
fish in a small pond.
No, that's what they're saying now, eh?
But
That's what I said when you got to.
That's what always because
God get the tip.
Skip. That's what always happens. That's what always happens.
Okay, quick
So now,
question.
but you just said this Sporting guy is good. Isn't he from a small pond as well? He's from Sporting Lisbon, for Christ's sake. Is that not a small pond?
Competing with Porto. He's not the big team. He's competing with the big team in his country. Versus, if you get a Porto manager now, chances are you might not hack it. He could be the next Mourinho, but he might not be.
Actually, no. For the past four
Yes,
years,
because
Porto
of
have
him.
been the-
Because of him, he has bridged the gap between a team that is not that bad with the biggest team in his country.
yeah.
Right? There's a difference versus someone that is the manager of the biggest team in his country, where he can play whatever he wants to play. I mean, Anthony was shining in that league for crying out loud, man. That's all you need to know.
Relax. And now when I say relax, and this is what I don't like about you. You keep making blanket statements, because this same Anthony that was shining in Dutch league, he was still shining in Champions League too. This was somebody that was man of the match in Champions League too, against the likes of Dortmund. Against the likes of Dortmund, he was there.
Timber too was shining in that league. But
Exactly.
He was playing in that league. No, nothing. I don't know.
But when we signed Timber, he had to prove that he was good.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying basically Timber coming in wasn't a.
He wasn't a sure banker.
He proved. Okay.
He had to show. In fact, I didn't even know what we had until I saw him against City in the community shield.
And
I was like,
okay.
And do you know why he's a sure banker? Because he has two of the prerequisites that you need to succeed in Premier League. You have to have either insane physicality or insane technicality. And when you have both, you're a sure banker. Anthony doesn't have either. So you don't even need to be a scout to know that this guy is not going to hack it in this league. Take Anthony to like Bundesliga, star. Nobody's rushing you, nobody's pressing you. You can have all the time in the world to spin around. But any league where guys are running with you and they actually want to kill you, he's not going to be a serious player. Casemiro at his age, taking back to La Liga, is going to be a good player.
The reason I don't believe or don't fully agree with what you're saying is because this guy still plays shit in the FA Cups against Championship teams, in the week against when we're in Europa. He still is the same.
The hardest,
so what changed?
The hardest league in England is the Championship. That is not that. Any striker that's had Championship is coming to Premier League to eat. That's the hardest league in England. So you can't be like, oh, Championship team.
Then what about Europe? Then what about Europe?
You guys are his confidence is down. What do you want him to do? He's playing behind. Like they're not playing him. What do you want him to do?
I think
I'm not happy you guys sacked him before Chelsea, but
no, I am the first. I need this guy back. Let's go sign some petitions, bro.
but the fact is that he's gone now. He's gone. The next thing is we need to see the decision they're going to make, and based on the upcoming decision, what decision they're making, that's when we'll actually be able to judge them on that and see where they're going. Because I remember when Mourinho was leaving and when Mourinho made that quote, everybody thought Mourinho is, that's just normal bullshit Mourinho was saying. But at the end, we're looking back, we're like, he was onto something. So.
What did he say? Sorry.
Mourinho said nobody is going to achieve better than what he achieved in that league. Nobody is going to do that. Nobody is going to do better than him. And what he did is like winning a trophy, winning the Premier League with that team. And since then, nobody came close to coming second.
I mean, this guy came third, no? So.
Yeah, but not second. Second and third, two different things. Like.
I mean, you could argue that the year that Man United came second, not.
But he did. See. Okay. No. But nobody tried second.
First, and they won't be second for a long time anyway. So
I've said what I've said about Ten Hag. Let's move on. My final thoughts on it is I feel like you guys know, I believe, and as William kind of hinted to it, there's a serious problem in Man U that a manager alone will not fix. I feel like every time we see the new shiny toy, we start believing and almost deluding ourselves as to why this guy will succeed. Then when the guy comes through, we're like, this guy was a fraud. He came from a weaker league, or this guy was finished when we got him, or this guy, there's always an excuse, right? Now this Sporting guy is coming. You're saying he's the one that made Sporting relevant again, as if. And but when Ten Hag was dealing with Ajax, I don't know whether you're saying it's the history that was carrying him, because ever since he left, Ajax has been nonsense. There's always an excuse, right, as to why Ten Hag won what he won while he was in Ajax. That's fair. Whatever, you guys can make all the excuses you want. At the end of the day, he won what he won while he was in Ajax. He balled in Champions League. That's the manager we got. But when he came, not only was he not the same person, he wasn't delivering what was promised, and he legitimately started talking like a crazy person. His press conferences were like, I'm like, what is going on here, man? Like, what is happening?
Truly sorry, but like, are you going to tell me that he wasn't back to be the manager that he was supposed to be?
Oh, he was backed. I'm not arguing that. He was backed. He was backed.
So if you are back to be the manager that you are supposed to be, and you turn out with this, it is either you are not the right size of fish for this ocean, or you are a fraud. So you can still remain the size of the fish you are. It's just that in this pond, you are not going to be alpha. So you have to go back to the place where you...
So what makes the next guy not a fraud? That's my question.
So I think there is two
because
things that need to happen.
If we're looking at resume, before Man U, ETH resume was better than this guy's. Like, it's not even close. Like, if we're looking at resume, it's not even close.
So there, to me, there are a few things that needs to happen for United to succeed. I don't think, sure, the manager matters that you hire, but you need to give them time, right? No, so let's even drop the banter. You need to give your next manager time, and the reason why is that 90% of the players that ETH signed are just not going to hack it in this league. Like, sure, you're better than Bournemouth and you're better than Leicester Palace and Leicester and Crystal Palace, but
I'm not sure Crystal Palace.
In reality, I'm just being honest. Like, the players themselves individually will start in these teams. That's not your problem. Your problem is that you're trying to break into a place where those top 5, top 6 teams, not one of your players will be anywhere close to their team. Like, to the extent that even the academy bros will be starting in your team consistently. That's the problem that United have now. And it's only going to take time and money. And then now you have to hope that despite being a good manager, that person is also a good scout at the same time. Because otherwise, they're back here again in 2 years, 3 years.
That's what I've been saying, bro. Hey, no, it's okay. That's what I've been preaching since. But you guys, bro, man. That's what I've been preaching since. This guy should. But even though I supported Ten Hag, the one thing I've been saying that I've agreed with the outers, this guy should have never been allowed to sign players. That was the condition they should have given him at that second season. This thing as you won FA Cup. Well, we'll extend your contract, but going forward, you're not signing anybody again. Like, we'll sign the guys for you. We have sporting directors now. We'll sign the guys for you. You're not allowed to sign players again. I don't believe any
manager should be allowed to be signing players in this junction of where football teams are. Managers should, if the manager recommend a player and the backroom staff, the board and the scouting department, if they look at that particular player and they see that particular player fits the model, then they can sign it. But a manager saying, I want this, I want that, and they buying it for him, no, it shouldn't be like that anymore.
Like, man's had to look up Zexi on YouTube, man. Like, who is this guy? who's this guy, man? Even in FIFA, I've not even heard of this, bro. It's all the FIFA manager mode I played. I've never heard of this, bro.
To Bruno and to what's the striker's name again?
Højlund.
Yeah, nice. I prefer it being to those two. I like how I prefer him. Yeah.
I don't know about that one, too.
Man, Bruno, I don't even know, man.
I will take him. I won't just play him as a center forward, like my focal point. I won't play him. I won't play him there. I'll play him as a second striker or behind a striker, like something like that.
Guy's touches are nice. I'll give him that. And he's not going to boot the ball like Bruno does when we need to guard them. When we need to keep possession. It's like we're watching tennis. We just see the ball go. Ah, God. It's like, oh, this is gone. Let's hope our player gets it. All right, let's move on to the Ballon d'Or quickly. Rodri is the winner of the Ballon d'Or. Like I said, congratulations. I want you guys to tell me who your pick would have been if it's the right pick for you. Personally, I would have picked Carvajal. I don't know whether it's my defensive or defender's bias on that. He was pivotal for Real Madrid last season, and he won the Champions League, La Liga, and the Euros. I think he deserved it personally. That's my pick. That's who I would have picked.
The same reason Jorginho didn't win. We all said Jorginho shouldn't win it that year. It's the same reason Carvajal shouldn't win.
No. Stop. Carvajal was actually impactful in his team. Like, I don't know what, apart from hop skipping and taking a penalty, I don't know what Jorginho was doing that season. That he was third.
He was a major this thing in that.
Hey, stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
He was a major player in
stop
that.
Stop it!
Okay, all right.
Major player.
Major player. Yes.
Oh my God! It is a story.
Even I can admit that he was a major player. That guy plays in my team. I can't.
That's so tough! God damn it!
I think Python's was the Ballon
d'Or. What's your opinion for Ballon d'Or? Who would you have picked?
I think Vini isn't even the best winger in his club, so I don't really see why people continually ask him to.
What do you mean? Who was the best winger in his club last season or not this season? Don't say Rodri.
I mean,
don't say Rodri.
Rodri shouldn't be winning it. Like, there is a guy on that team, that's a Madrid team, who came in his first year and basically dragged that team to everything they ended up doing until he ran out of gas.
Who's this? Bellingham? Yeah.
But it's true. It's true. You'll be hard pressed to find a better debut season from a midfielder at a big club. Like, if that doesn't win you something, I don't know, man. And then for England, even though they fell in the finals, like, he was still pivotal for them. Like, so I think Ballon d'Or needs to go away from who won the most stuff to, like, which players were actually the most impactful for their team. So I guess there's a part where you can be like, that's what Rodri won for, because I don't think City won any game last season that he didn't play in. So yeah, but then I don't think, like, there's no part of me that looks at Rodri and goes, oh yeah, this is the best player in the world. Like, even his club doesn't think he's the best player on that team, so, like, seems kind of crazy.
Wow. It's because this guy is pushing for strike. That's why he hates him. That's why you see what the Arsenal players did to him. The man was watching limping to the stage to collect his award. You guys
nobody touched him. Nobody touched him.
Thomas Partey did that to him.
Based on the charts that we've been going, I know you guys have long video
evidence. Skip.
I think Rodri should, like, I'm happy Rodri won it, because I'm usually a fan of, I like when, like, strikers or wingers don't win it, and, like, you show, like, football is not just about strikers and this thing, and strikers and wingers, because, like, I have this belief 6 out of 10 times when you put top defender, like when you play five-a-side, and you put 5 defenders in one team and 5 attackers in another team, 5-a-side, I'm sure 6 out of 10 times those defenders are going to win that. Because strikers are just lazy. They don't like. I can tell you, strikers.
You should have seen my assist yesterday, my brother.
Sorry.
I said you should have seen my assist yesterday.
They lose all the sense of any other this part of football. So I'm happy Rodri won it because he was excellent throughout. He was excellent for City and it was good for Spain until he got injured. And also when it comes to the trophy, he won trophies also. So, like, why shouldn't they win it? And if they've given it to Vinicius, I would have made the same argument for Vinicius. It was between both of them that who should have won it. I think it's between Vinicius and Rodri, and whoever they give, because it's so close and not to decide. Like it's so close. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
I was laughing when you talked about the finals that he got injured because I was thinking about Zubamendi replacing him, and I remembered Liverpool thinking that they signed the bro and they were singing Zubi Dubi Doo, singing Zubi Dubi Doo me before you knew it. This guy's not coming anymore. This guy's not coming anymore. Shout out, I'm sorry. The guy broke your heart, but it's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So, what do you think is going to happen this next Ballon d'Or? Who do you think is going to win it so far, based on what you've seen so far?
I think Vinny will win it. If he keeps going, because Vinny this season has even outperformed Mbappe. So if Vinny keeps going like this and like they win, I don't think they're going to win La Liga. They have to probably win Champions League, and if these Barcelona youths that they're right, what's his name again?
Yamal.
If they keep going like if he keeps going like this, it's going to give Vinny a good run for his money. So yeah, I think it's between those two.
When he did that celebration, he looked like Rashford. I was like, this guy looking like Rashford, man. I remember when I said that one. Even my dream is dreaming. Like, Rashford, is that you? All right, cool. We'll see how that goes. I genuinely kind of feel bad for Ancelotti with like this is kind of touches on what you were saying about clubs making the manager sign players. I don't think he needed Mbappe, to be fair, and Mbappe is just in and he's just messing everything up. Like
I don't actually believe that Mbappe. Like if we're going to keep it a buck, I think hasn't he scored like 8 goals in 10 games or something?
Those penalties, those penalties, there are a lot of penalties though. He hasn't been influential. Yeah, they count, but Vinny was taking it, like Vinny gave it to him, right? Like bro, like you know what I mean. Vinny could have scored those penalties. He didn't come in as the number one penalty taker.
I completely understand, but like I look at Vinicius and I say I don't really see anything that makes you the best in the world.
Careful, we're gonna ask him Ray-chan.
I can say the same thing for Mbappe.
No, I agree. I don't think Mbappe is the best player in the world.
Okay, yeah.
Like, so like at this, like I've told you, the only person on that team that deserves it is Jude, and this year he's having a down season because England and destroying their black
out of position as well. He's playing out of position. Actually, no, he's not out of position. He used to be a CM before they made him a number 10. Now he's playing CM again, right? I think so. He's not really out of position per se.
Yeah, but my crazy out there take for Ballon d'Or. If Arsenal win something this year, especially if it's Premier League,
Careful.
No, I'm being serious. There is
Stop it.
There is no winger.
Stop it.
In the world right now, will take over because Saka.
You guys need to win Champions League for them.
Forget Champions League. If Saka drags Arsenal to a Premier League title,
if Barcelona wins their league and Arsenal wins their own league,
yeah,
Lamar will be in front of Saka, and I'm telling you this.
I think it's just for PR, because of PR purposes.
Again, you might
that you would have said that for Vinny, but we just said that doesn't work anyways. So like. You would have said exactly that for Vinny because he won his league and Rodri won his league. And Rodri, despite playing in England, where they usually don't like giving these things to, wins Ballon d'Or. So,
I think what helped Rodri was with the Spain winning the distance.
Euros now. Euros helped him.
And
Brazil playing horrible in Copa.
If you remove the Euro, let's say there was no Euros this summer, I'm telling you, Rodri will have dropped to like 6 in that table.
Easily.
And Vinny will still not have won it. Because he had an incredibly bad Copa America.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you remove Europe and like the Copa from like the whole argument, and you just look at, let's say those national tournament didn't take place last summer, right? And you just look at their distance, Vinny will definitely will have like won it.
Where did Saka finish in the thing?
23rd.
23rd?
Yeah.
Did that Nigerian bro finish above him? What was
he finished 18.
14. I think he finished 14. I saw 14.
Yeah. So this is
like
the
how?
thing. I don't think there's a part of me that feels like people don't really watch Arsenal. And that's not like a they have to watch Arsenal because I don't stop myself watching like La Liga.
Atalanta.
You get, but like
Atalanta.
there is no hype for Arsenal players when in reality these are some of the best players in the world. Full stop. And
I think that is the case because they don't showcase it in Europe.
but that's
I
not
think
true.
that's bro, they don't.
Saka in his debut season, I'm pretty sure if I go look it up, scores as many as Vini. I
In
can literally
Europe?
look that in Europe. It's the same. Oh, he hasn't done it in Champions League. Check it. I'm pretty sure they both scored 6 goals last year in Champions League.
Was last year his first year in Champions League?
First year in Champions League. This guy stopped playing Europa League football at 17, 18 because he was simply too good for it. Why would you waste a star player there? This is genuinely one of the best players in the world. There's no need. It just, I don't know whether it's bad marketing or needs to start dying.
It's bad marketing, and I think people genuinely hate on Saka. I don't know whether it's hate on Saka or hate on Arsenal in general.
I think it's Arsenal because if Saka goes to Madrid, the entire story changes.
Because there's always this argument about whether Saka is world class or not.
He's not.
And all of us wait, Skip. And all of us have different definitions of what world class is. My personal definition is one of the best in the world in your position. That's my definition of world class.
Yeah.
So when you ask people, okay, can you name 3 right wingers better than Saka? Their rebuttal is always one of 2 things. Either that's not their definition of world class, or just because there's lack of people in that position, he's winning it by default. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, man. Like,
truly, you guys are looking at it wrong. In order to be in those categories of player, I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Okay.
You need to
no. World class.
Again, I'm not even talking about world class or anything. I'm just saying, like, to be saying, oh, you are winning Ballon d'Or and all of that. Mm-hmm. You need to deliver the big trophies. You need to put them on the table and be like, either your league or Champions League or the summer, like, let's say there's Euro, there's like, you need to deliver them on the table. If you don't deliver them, they won't, like, no matter how special you are, they won't look at you. They will ignore you. They will be, I don't agree with it. They will actually, like, it's just what they do. We've seen it how many times? We've seen it so, like, they will walk up, the best player that perform in the winning, they'll be like, oh, he deserves Ballon d'Or immediately. As if the rest of the year doesn't matter. We've seen it so many times. It's just the fact of it. It's not because they are hating on him or they are saying this thing. It's the same way they are saying Vinicius, it's because it's black. It's not because it's black.
Oh, obviously, it's because it's shit. So.
It's not because it's black. Like, let's keep it. It's not because of that. And the Saka too is not because of that. If Saka goes to Madrid today and he start getting to Champions League final and winning that and winning like this league, definitely will come into the conversation. You cannot hide. You need to do that. Then maybe publicity, they need to put a little bit of, because all you see when you say Saka now is limping towards the end of the game. Like,
okay, so
I don't make the rules, and you know I'm right to some extent.
That's true.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Remember the first thing I said when we started talking about Ballon d'Or was like, I think they need to change the criteria for how they determine the best player in the year. Completely agree with you, but the idea that you can't win it while playing in England is not true. It just means you have to do.
Go win Champions League and your league, then you will win it. Or get to Champions League final, win your league, then go win Euro tournament. You will win it.
I mean, sure, I understand everything you're saying. I'm just saying that, like, yet we've seen a semi-retired Messi not win his league and then also win it because they carried him to World Cup.
I believe MLS won a cup that year that they won. Didn't they win one of those random?
They won it.
Yes, cup.
They didn't.
Let's say MLS. Inter Miami. Sorry.
They didn't win it during the qualifying period. During the qualifying period, but it's still impact. Like, it's Messi, so you get it. Doesn't matter what you're doing. In fact, if Messi was playing today at a high enough level, he will still win it. So because he's again mostly retired now, but for me, Sha, I know my star boy. There really isn't a better right winger in the world right now. It is what it is. So it's a matter of time. in my opinion.
Mo Salah? I'm just joking. Let's let's quickly go over the big games this weekend. Arsenal versus Newcastle. I feel like we've talked enough about Arsenal.
This should be an easy win for Arsenal. Newcastle will off and pop.
Pon the injuries.
Saliba and White are the only fit defenders.
That's what I'm saying.
Positions.
That's what I'm saying.
Forget positions.
On the injuries.
Forget positions. I don't even care about positions. Just defenders in the club right now. Only
You guys barely beat them, right? Like Isaac was out here dribbling his own players instead of scoring the ball.
Are you asking
Chelsea?
me?
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Oh yeah, they were a good team. Yeah.
They're not good.
But I can tell you this. Say, I watched that Newcastle game, and I'm like, yeah, the two best team in the league, Arsenal and City. If they you will beat we will be here on next
if
week.
Arsenal show up with our defense, actually even if we don't show up, we're beating them. This is just.
Newcastle,
I'm not concerned about that.
I can tell you. Everybody keep looking at Newcastle as if they're Newcastle from 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 seasons ago. Where they made
that season when
last season they weren't like that.
Isn't you guys hyping Eddie Howe? That man you should get Eddie Howe upon that he's a better coach than
We're saying no, we said Southgate.
Last season, what happened to them is fairly obvious. They were playing Champions League and playing the league.
Austin.
And sure, but there's a part of it where they didn't know how to manage it. Right? Even Arsenal, when we went to Champions League, they didn't know how to manage it too. So we ran out of gas very quickly.
I'm actually looking forward towards Aston Villa because they might just break that. I always have that this time. I'm looking at Aston Villa to see how that will affect them.
I think low key, they actually added a lot of players that are not people are not really paying attention to. So of all the guys that knows what Europe is all about, they just happen to have the one that likes to win in Europe. So I'm not maybe in the league they end up being rubbish, but I don't think it will ever be the case that they're rubbish in what's it called now, Champions League. So yeah, I think we'll beat them. I think it'll still be a hard game because Ateta is always worried about his team, but I don't see.
I think you guys will beat them. They are I'm not saying they are what's their name? They are bad. They are not bad. They are not bad. Newcastle, you can bet on two things Newcastle will do. They will run, and they will run, and they will threaten. But after that, I just don't see it.
So this is my problem. If this was first team Arsenal, they won't be able to run anywhere.
Easy.
We've literally seen this. Like last year, when we played that second game, we carried them in our mind and we showed them that all that running and puffing they like to do doesn't mean anything. This year, the problem is you have Anthony Gordon running against Partey, who I still don't know how he survived that Luis Diaz turn, but we move. Right?
It's sloth ball, man.
We don't have. That's blood ball. I have plenty of comments if you ever decide to talk about it.
Same here. I have a lot of this, but they are winning now. So let's keep it.
No. See, for me,
I have a lot of things to say about it, but they're winning. I'm like, you know what? Let's leave it.
I want to say it while they are winning, because if you say it when they are losing, it's like, why didn't you talk sense?
Okay.
If
you sound like a hater right now.
Yeah, if a serious Premier League team is playing a 32-year-old DM against a 32-year-old DM in right wing, a 18 years and 2 months old left back, and Kivior and White for 13 minutes and created zilch, apart from the one chance they got, which was basically Trent's 30th long ball of the match. Zilch. Nothing. The entire 90 minutes they created, there wasn't even they took a shot that you can remember. That's not a serious club, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you know what? Funny enough, after the Chelsea game, I went to go watch the highlight of all their EPL games, right? Mm-hmm. And extended highlight and all of that. And most of their goals, I'm not saying all, but a lot of their goals is just it wasn't any like you see any pattern of play or you see something they do regular or something that you'd be like, I'm not sure how to describe it. I would sound like a hater. It's not as if you see like it's not as if, and I'm like they see the day they would, and that's why when I looked at the Nottingham Forest game, go look at that game where they didn't get those. You actually need a pattern of play to break the team down or something to break the team down. There was nothing. They look clueless.
No,
if they don't like, if you look at their second goal against Arsenal, those are the type of goal like it just.
No, but the funniest thing is that second goal simply doesn't happen if Gabriel is on the pitch. Literally, it cannot even happen because Gabriel is just going to run with Nunes, get the ball or foul him, and turn the play around, and then we go again.
But that's the type of goal where you be like, this won't happen again. Like play this match like. It won't happen again.
Let's restart this match.
To be fair,
have you guys played FIFA before and you're like, how did that happen? That won't happen again. So like,
to be fair,
so
it's a pattern of play, right?
Hey,
ball to Trent,
but
long
you know
ball.
what I'm talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, so yeah, they don't have a way of breaking down teams if you pack the balls on them, right? So it's funny because the one time you actually needed Arsenal to pack the balls, they didn't pack the balls. They went to go and attack, but that's cool. So my issue,
winning.
No, see, man. See, it's you guys that messed up, honestly, Chelsea. Because it would have been clear. It would have been very clear that these guys are not beating anybody that in the top 10.
No. And that's why it pains me too. It's still paining me. That's why I went to go with.
Yeah, you guys are just meant to get your 2-2 draw as per normal and keep it moving, you know. Like, that's the normal route. Get your 2-2 and let's just, we'll draw them, we'll keep on going. We know, okay, they've still done well against anybody. It's fine.
I had the same issue where I'm like, it's just like
Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton. What Brighton will do to these guys very soon. You know, Brighton, they are young and still have legs.
How did this happen?
No, like when they first scored that goal, I was just sitting down there like, I know Kivio did something stupid. I know this guy did something stupid. I just need to watch the replay, and they showed the replay, and boy is coming. Instead of running, he jumps to hit the ball. Like, why?
Like their second goal against Chelsea. Why is the keeper trying to die on his line when he saw ball coming? Why? Like just go out, take a step or two. You're catching that ball. Why? Like it's just the simple.
Insane.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. But they are winning. Let's keep it like that and keep it moving. When this thing doesn't happen, we'll come back and be like this.
No, I just love how all the Liverpool fans are like, so I watched the game with like two Liverpool fans, and they're all like, they can't really see how Arsenal is going to catch up with them this season, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, you guys know that
are going to drop points this season.
In January, Liverpool were 7 points ahead of Arsenal. This year, no one ever remembers the distance. Always, yeah, Arsenal were at the top, they drop points. Guys are always ahead, and they are not near us at the end of the whole thing. It's calm. They should enjoy their time, and we'll see them in January. All the guys training again. No, just so you guys are aware. My boys are coming back. Scary hours, but not for me. Scary hours. Yeah. So.
Let's conclude quickly. Man U against Arsenal. Man U against Chelsea.
Chelsea draw or lose.
What kind of double block is this one?
See, again, I've seen this script a million times. I've seen this script a million. I've seen this script a million.
You cannot trick me.
I've seen this. Everybody's going to be on they want to prove a point. I don't understand.
They want to prove that it was Ten Hag's fault. You want
That's when you see Rashford taking and be doing.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, Ballon d'Or? Like, that's what you see. That's what
this week.
Rashford has won the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or. Oh my God, Rashford, bro. Ballon d'Or.
You guys, this football world.
I saw the news this morning. I was like, yeah, that's enough. We're not winning that game. We're not.
Can I just say I was really sad. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't even from a I want to beat Man U perspective. It's just like, it's kind of sad that like you're right sometimes that someone just out of their depth. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, me too, chicken.
Oh, I said, nah, man. Where we are, that's unacceptable. Like, even them, they were like, you're like, bruh, it makes no sense. Like, forget international break and all that, this thing. 14th?
But you
West.
know,
Ah,
if
nah,
you
bro.
But you
if you're
guys are
going to
just 6
sign,
points away. It's not that much.
Nah. This was the case, like, earlier, before when we were 14. I want to say last week, when we were, like, 3 points away and everything. They're like, okay, it's still early days, but guy, we're in November now, right? Basically, the next games will be November. Like, this is panic stations.
no,
It's no longer a
it's not.
joke.
It's not panic.
It's actually no longer a joke, man. Like, yeah,
I
bro,
think,
relax.
but you
Relax
know
with
what's
that.
funny? I think he walked away without getting a compensation.
Because of the way they worded it, right? Because he's saying
Yeah.
he left.
Yeah,
they didn't say he
because
sacked him. They were like, he left.
You have to pay for this Amorim guy. You have to pay like 15 million compensation just to get him before you now start paying him salary. And if you guys are sacking Ferguson,
I'm sure he
because you
doesn't
can't
love
pay.
United that much to be like, yo, I'm
No,
leaving,
no,
I'm leaving
it's
now.
not. No, though he'll get his money, but like he will waive it, or maybe it's like getting it at a different point in time.
We do like Frankie de Jong. You know how
Yeah.
Barcelona is owing Frankie de Jong salary?
And they're still. I'm sure he did something to help them out because they shouldn't be able to afford him like getting sacked and then getting the manager they think they are getting, because that's like almost 25 million spent just like
To
that.
be honest, I don't think Cameron will accept that. I just have a
Right,
feeling.
this guy left his club in the middle of title race to go to West Ham, bro. Come on, come on, man.
Let me tell you.
Guys already in England. Yeah, already bought place.
I just think he's waiting for that City job.
And because his boy is now at City, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to wait for that City job.
mean, he
At least
can
that's
do-
what I would do.
Can do stopgap. He will just enjoy.
Can you
Just
stop that?
acclimatize.
Can you stop that?
To acclimatize to English football, pick up the language and then move to City.
I think
next summer.
if I was a coach, the only reason I would ever take a Man U job in this current climate is just to see what's going on behind the scenes, just to satisfy my curiosity. Honestly, I'm like, there's something going on behind this. Maybe when I get there, everybody's like, okay, here are the rules. Rashford must play. We must sign this. They just give you the rules like that, and they're like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, so now so it be for here. This is how it is. So just do it.
I don't believe.
These guys are crying for help and we're not listening. Maswari at number 10. We are crying for help. We're crying for help, man. But we're not listening. It's okay.
I don't believe that. I
It's
genuinely
okay.
think that you've not had. So the thing about Amorim, like if you
Conclude.
if
Conclude.
You, yeah,
Last
yeah,
word.
if you watch him, it looks like he has aura. Like the way guys look at Benicio, I'm like, oh, he has aura. So you need someone that has more than coaching to try and bend the entire club into their own image. All your favorite managers did that. Ten Hag just felt like a small guy the entire time he was at this thing. Same thing for Emery. They're not bad managers per se, just they didn't have the mentality to. And look at him, Emery now in Aston Villa. He found a club that was his vibe, like around his level, and now he's bending the entire club to fit him. So there's no other way to succeed at this point in English football. So
That's what we thought we were getting when this guy was removing De Gea and Ronaldo now. We're like, okay, this guy is showing them that, yo, Nami we De Gea, I'm the boss. I thought that's what we thought we were getting when he was doing all
but
these
then
things.
he didn't then back it up with performances. So that's why it got done.
Anyway, we'll see how it
United
goes.
are picking 3 points up next weekend. Be happy. It's not even tactical. It's nothing or something like. It's not even anything. It's just I've seen that.
Girls are gonna go
somewhere.
drink that Ole juice. But then again, you never know. Ralph didn't have new manager bounce, so this team, you never know. And that's what I was telling. I think it was my cousin. I was telling, we're a cup
But
team.
we mostly know.
We're a cup team. And what is the DNA of a cup team? We can beat anybody, but we can lose to anybody. That's just us now. We can beat City, but we'll lose to Southampton. We're a cup team. That's how we are now. We are just designed like that. So don't be surprised. We'll lose to. By the time this episode comes out, we would have played Leicester. We'll lose to Leicester before you guys listen to the episode. Then we'll beat Chelsea. Like that's how we roll, man. But we'll see how it goes. Or maybe we'll use the new manager bounce on Leicester before we reach Chelsea, and we will not start negotiating on what's happening here. We have to know when to drink the
so
juice.
funny
But
that I marked United down as a win. Now I have to go change that as for hell.
These guys are kind of like, these guys. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram, and as always, continue to love football. Peace.